up as a child, I feel like I've always really optimistic as a child as well, and outspoken. I would always talk. I was always that kid that, meet the teachers, and it was always like the first thing the teachers would tell my parents, she's talkative. She's great and everything, but she's a talkative person. So that was me as a child. How I found out about Team Beauty was through a cousin. I remember I had just graduated college and they were having free workouts. I remember going to one of the workouts, falling in love with the community, and that's kind of how I ended up staying in the essence of Team Beauty. So prior to me starting Team Beauty, I had just graduated college, so that was kind of where my career was going towards. I had studied in Texas A&M Kingsville. I had graduated with a bachelor's in science, and that was kind of where my career, my life was being held to. I remember applying for 2 jobs, got denied for those 2 jobs that my whole 4 years of college was based on. And after that, I remember finding Team Beauty, fell in love with it, and I'm like, I think this is a sign from God. I started for personal results. I remember at the time, like I mentioned prior, I just graduated, and I remember having this cousin of mine, a male figure, one time stopping there at Kingsville, and we went to go have lunch with the family. And I remember he kind of brought up the whole, you don't have kids, you're overweight, and that was kind of the first time that like hit me. I was never talking about weight, and so that was the first moment that I started thinking to myself about my physical appearance, I would say. So getting back home, that was kind of like, that was still in my mind of that comment that was said to me years prior. And that's why I started. I feel like subconsciously I knew that I had to do something for myself. I was obviously 45 pounds heavier at that time, didn't have the job. I was seeking for something, didn't know what it was. And little did I know that the first 12 weeks I had dropped 30 pounds. I started to find myself again, and that's kind of how I ended up starting with Team Beauty. Personally, biggest takeaways that Team Beauty has done for me, I would say has been confidence, has been learn to speak for yourself. I feel growing up, like I said prior, yes, I was really talkative, but when it came to defending myself in certain aspects, I was raised with just look down, let them walk away kind of the situation, which I'm still am. But I feel like doing this business, building yourself as an individual, building that confidence has truly given me that essence of there's nothing wrong with saying who you are or just stating your opinion, and obviously as long as you say it properly. So I feel that's something that I really have taken away from Team Beauty, as in like build yourself with more confidence. Okay, favorite memory, 10 years, so it's really hard to pinpoint on one. Oh man, favorite memory, the moment I was asked this question, I started thinking about it, and it'll take me back to, we were at Marile's house, we had a pool party, and I remember I had just announced that day to the Team Beauty sisters that I was pregnant. And I remember, I don't want to cry. I got emotional. I remember mentioning to the girls how I'm in the right place with the right people at the right time to go through this journey with them. So, yes. 9 years, you're very true, longer than some relationships. Everything, the sisterhood, going through the hardest moments. We all have, obviously life is, you're gonna have your heart. And I had just started with Team Beauty. I was probably like a year in. And my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. She was diagnosed with breast cancer. Never talked about it. That was something I kept to myself for months. And I remember her just going to the workouts, going in and out. again, really talkative person. And my mentor, she noticed something was off. I remember I get in the car, she gets in the car. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't even know it was important to talk about such thing at the moment. You're just going through life. You know, you get the news. You just go through life. She's going through the breast chemo. She's going through surgery. And we're just going through it. The moment I say it out loud to her, it was like this moment. It was a moment of, I didn't know I had to say it out loud. So I personally feel that Team Beauty has been 9 years of being there through my biggest chapters in my life. From mom being a survivor of breast cancer, to my wedding, to pregnancy, to baby showers, to, dropping the postpartum weight, 63 pounds down. So it's been through the chapters and truly has molded us to who we are now. So forever grateful. Why should people join the community of Team Beauty? For yourself. For no one else. I feel a lot of the times, there was a time we did the revenge body, and we did have people that joined because they were doing the revenge body. But I remember so clearly that through the first 21 days, their language changed to, I'm doing this for me. And that was probably something that stuck to me since day one. Do it for yourself, for no one else, but because you matter, because this is for the longer term. At the end of the day, now that I'm a mom, for him. That's a funny question. Where would I be? God knows. It's hard to even imagine. I feel like you don't even want to look into that funnel, what it would be if I'm grateful for the fact that I had gained the weight in college, because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have joined, this amazing team. But where would I be? Probably not who I am today. Is a lot of self-love, a lot of self-respect person. I wouldn't be this happy internally. Like, I think at the end of the day, that's something I always try to portray to the people, or give that energy of, no matter what, it's an honor to be able to do the things we do. It's an honor, it's a privilege to be able to get up and move. I don't know if I would have that mindset if I wouldn't have been for the 9 years in Team Beauty with that love. Yeah, I am determined.
What would you tell your 12-year-old self if you had her right here?
What would I tell the 12-year-old Patty? I'm proud of you.